this 3-day event was really made with the idea in mind of we've created nearly 300 YouTube videos that we know so many people know us from, recognize us from, and watch these videos, but there's absolutely nothing like learning hands-on and actually holding an airbrush in your hands. You can watch as many videos as you can imagine on how to take apart an airbrush, how to put it back together, how to spray the paint, how to thin the paint, but actually doing it in person with somebody helping you and seeing what you're doing right or what you're doing wrong and actually having that hands-on learning, we just know there's no better way to do that. So, taking the route of potentially creating an online course or something like that, there's just nothing that could actually compare to having people, in person and having that type of experience where we can really help you hands-on. So day one, we're really going over all of the basics of design, how you would start to develop your design, what type of mock-up work are you going to be doing? Are you going to dive into the world of Photoshop and Procreate, playing with digital design? Do you want to play with some of the swatches that we've provided where you could start to see how different colors are going to sit next to one another on your templates? Do you want to get into the world of playing with different stencils, textures, patterns? How do you just want to start to really have a clear vision that you're going to execute? How are we going to get from a completely blank canvas into this final design that you have in your head? And then of course, all of the prep work that goes into doing a pair of shoes. And just really make sure that at the end of day one, we have a really good idea in mind of how we're going to get from blank canvas to completed design, and we're ready for day two, move into all of that production. So day two, the entire day, we're really just trying to make sure you're ready to be in full production mode. We want to make sure that everybody feels incredibly comfortable using an airbrush. A lot of people are going to be using an airbrush for the first time, and that's a completely different tool that is great to have in your arsenal. Even if you feel more comfortable with a paintbrush, it's still a great tool to have in your toolbox to use from time to time. So we want to make sure you feel really comfortable employing some of these new techniques that we're walking through and our buddy Chris is doing throughout the day and actually showing on camera. Now we want to make sure that you have that hands-on experience of this is how you actually do it. And we want to really make some real good progress on day two so that when we head into day three, we feel like we can actually have a finished shoe. Day three is absolutely necessary because that last 10% of completing a custom shoe is what's really going to give it that professional, almost factory look. It's okay that we all have painted shoes, but we're not trying to necessarily have them look painted per se. We almost want to have the illusion that these shoes could have come from a factory. That's how clean they look as a finished product. And something that I say is a great mark of a great customizer or a great artist is being able to cover up any of those mistakes, because no matter what your level of experience is, mistakes are going to happen. You're going to need to go back in and do touch-ups. And how well are you able to hide some of those blemishes to really make sure we have a nice, clean factory look? That's what's so important, really finishing that last 10%. And there's no way we could accomplish that in the 2 days. So having that third day, super beneficial. It's been so cool to see what was once an online YouTube community, people interacting with me based off of the video content we were putting out, to now see some of those same people that I've interacted with so many times online that have asked a bunch of different questions throughout multiple videos, to now be engaging with these people in person and actually being hands-on with them. That's been such a cool feeling. And I know that once we have that in-person experience, these are lifelong relationships. These are people that I'm gonna wanna follow their progress for the rest of their journey and see what they're able to build after this. So often you only see the finished product. All you see is a completed shoe. You have no idea how you got from A to Z, but actually showing that journey and that process, I thought that that would be something that I would love to watch. So if I could go ahead and film that, try and show that to people, I thought that a lot of people would enjoy that. Not people who only love custom shoes, but just anybody in general. Sometimes it's really cool seeing a completed product from start to finish. There's so much that goes into all of these shoes. There's so many methods and techniques that you can really only learn from experience and from trial and error and testing out new things, challenging yourself, because if you're just stuck in your comfort zone, that's not where the magic really happens. So once you step outside of there, that's when you're really going to be able to create something that you're incredibly proud of. That's what the DCF experience is all about.
I love it. There you go.